Turkish food is the greatest food in the entire world.
Yeah, it's so
just
good.
Meats and kebabs.
I know. Tell about where we stayed.
We stayed at a hostel, which Presley thought would mean something like the Eli Roth movie Hostel. But I was right. And she was wrong.
Oh.
About what hostels actually are. She ended up speaking to a lovely little German couple that stayed in the same room as us. One of his name was Lars. That's a thing. And the people at the hostel were lovely.
Mm-hmm.
They told us everything we needed to do while we're there. They told us how to get it for cheap.
Yeah.
And when and where to get there. And then they told us to hop on the bus and go to the Cliffs of Moher.
Yeah.
And we ended up spending over 4 hours on a bus there and back. We didn't anticipate that. It was really rough. It was mostly just sitting on a bus, unable to sleep because the tour guide, bus driver, wouldn't let us. He refused to let us because it was of utmost importance that he point out a 1,000-year-old stone that was once part of the castle. There wasn't an actual castle, just stones. And then when he wouldn't talk, he would just turn up the music. His favorite CD of the Chieftain's Imitation, horrible classical Irish music of just men and women singing sans instruments in perfect discord. It's as painful as it sounds. Yeah. And then we spent 3 more hours on a bus. So we spent a whole day on a bus. And somehow it was the most exhausting day of travel in the entire world. So
That was, so I know that sounded like a lot, but that was literally, we were there for like a day and a half total, but it seemed that long because, like she said, that day, like, I couldn't describe it better than that. It was like, we got on the bus, when did we get on the bus for the Cliffs of Moher tour? Like, 11:15. It like started at 11:30.
We didn't get back until 6.
It started at 11:30. We went out. We just thought it was gonna be a bus ride to these big old cliffs. They're really cool. They filmed some movies at them. We just thought it was gonna be it was not just a short bus ride. We literally, it was so long, and the music was just so loud, and his mic, the tour bus driver's mic, was just like 1 decibel above the perfect loudness, so it was just enough so that whenever he like put his lips together, like said a P or a T, and it was just like, and you could just, it popped inside your ears, and you couldn't sleep. And he talked about it's the most boring stuff. Anyway, but it was cool because we saw the cliffs, and then so after we got back at 6 p.m. after that we got on another bus 5 minutes later and went back to Dublin. This one, thankfully, I had no tour guide, and actually had Wi-Fi, and it was silent. And we both just went in our little corners and kind of napped and listened to our music alternatively and got on Facebook. Let's see. So then after that we hung out in Dublin some more. Did we do any like big adventures in Dublin after?
No, shopping, buying.
We did a lot of shopping.
Bars suck.
And no, bars don't suck. We're not fans of the pub scene in Dublin, and that's really
Pubs
all it is, the pub scene. Yeah, pubs suck. Pubs are like really cool in theory, but they're just where everybody in Dublin.
But in practice.
Yeah, in practice not so much. it's where like groups of people go after work, or like groups of friends who've been friends for a long time. They just go and chill in a pub and talk and drink. It's not for like people to be sociable or like newcomers or tourists, really, to just go in and strike up conversation or have a good time or even hear what people are talking about, because they're blaring either loud, obnoxious classical Irish music or Rihanna at a deafening level. Yeah, so that's not really our scene. We don't really love that so much, but I mean, it was cool to check out anyway. And the shopping was good. There was a lot of cool stuff there. And everything was green once we got outside the city. And we went to a tall ships festival, which is basically all these giant pirate ships that are manned by full crews came in, and just the whole entire city, because it was so nice while we were in Dublin. I think it rained like twice.
Tall Ships Festival is pretty awesome.
Yeah, Tall Ships Festival was cool. Basically the whole city, because it was a nice day, the whole city was just like out at the Tall Ships Festival, because there's this river that runs right through Dublin, right through the middle, and so all the ships just came in and like parked on the sides, and there's like food stands, there's food stands everywhere, and everybody just walked down there with like their little kids, and it was a cool festival. Tall ships, very fun. And then Sunday, this last Sunday, right now it is sometime after midnight, so this next coming day will be Tuesday. Sunday we got up, we went to bed really late, and then we got up a couple hours later at like 3:30 to go catch a plane at the Dublin airport that left at 7:40, and we flew to London Gatwick, which is outside of London. Took a train that took us to the what's it called? The underground. What's the other word for the underground? The tube. Took us to the tube, which took us to Plaistow, which is the town we're in now, which is in East London, and it's where her god brother person lives. He's so awesome. His name's Daniel. Has a cool Russian girlfriend named Anastasia. Just a ton of just really chill friends. And immediately when we got here on Sunday, they took us down to this huge Caribbean festival that was going on. Like, we dropped off our stuff. We were so tired because we hadn't slept at all. And we went directly down to this Caribbean festival, which took up like tons of city blocks and was just everywhere, and just like loud Jamaican music and this awesome, what kind of chicken was that? Jerk chicken and like rice, and just like spicy and delicious and wonderful, and everybody was just like ethnic and crazy and loud and British and dancing, and there was some craziness happening. It was just such a wild festival, and we were there for like a few hours, and then everything was so congested we had to walk like a long way through London to go find another train to take us home, which was actually really cool. We got to see some cool parts of like the outskirts of London. We finally got home and we just passed out because we were so tired. We got a good solid 9 hours of sleep. Woke up yesterday morning, Monday, and decided to start our official day. I know this video is getting long, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll wrap it up. Anyway, yeah, so we went and took the train into London, got dropped off right next to the Thames, which is the main river in London, for those of you who don't know. And we did a river walk, across the river, across the Tower Bridge, which is cool and awesome. Some great pictures on there. Then walked on the other side of the river and ate at a cafe overlooking the river, which is awesome, so cool. Went to Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, where they have, for like £5, you can sit on the standing room only in the floor of the theatre and watch Shakespeare play, but we didn't do it. We're going to go on either Tuesday or Thursday and do that. And we went into this cool museum called the Tate Modern Museum, with like this crazy weird human social exhibit thing that I could only tell you in person. And then we got back on a train, went back up into like downtown Leicester Square. It's like in downtown London. A lot of good shopping, and that's where all the theaters and everything are for like the West End. We got tickets for Les Mis one night and War Horse another night, which is supposed to be amazing. We got the like 19.5 pound tickets, which are only that cheap because we got them at a half price place and because they're restricted viewing. So that means you can only see a partial part of the stage. And probably we're gonna have to like lean over a bar and like look over somebody's head to see the actual stage of that one, which is unfortunate because it's supposed to be like really good puppetry. But we got the tickets, we got them on the cheap, and we get to go see 2 shows, which I'm pretty excited about.
Wrap it up. Is our people sleeping?
Colleen's pretty excited about it too, but I have to go. I know. It had to be longer because I was making up for all the other towns. Anyway, I'm sorry it's so long. I have to go to bed. I'll update soon. Goodbye.